we're going to talk about Kanye West.
Ugh.
Yeah. I almost said another big baby, but I love Kanye West. He's not a big baby. He's just going through a hard time right now.
He is.
What a complicated person.
Maybe the most interesting man in the world.
Very possibly. He should be doing that like commercial, you know?
He should. First of all, I just want to double check. You guys did watch the music video?
Yeah. I didn't like the song.
The song, yeah, I could take.
I've never been nobody come for me. I've never been super crazy about a lot of Kanye's music. Yeah. Like, I like it.
What genre? What's your preferred? If you had to pick one genre to listen to on a desert island, on an island for the rest of your life, what genre would you pick?
I don't know, like kind of sad, indie, folky, acoustic stuff.
Give me a band so if I was creating a Pandora playlist.
Lana Del Rey.
Oh, please no.
I like Lana Del Rey. I used to really like I like the Wallows a lot right now.
Mm-hmm.
I go through big, like, I'm not, some people naturally absorb and consume music and stuff like that. I tend to be like, I love this one song, let me listen to it for the month, and then I only learn 12 songs that year because that's all I know.
I go through like every 2 months or 3 months I have like a song, basically a song binge where I find like 15 to 20 new songs every month to 2 months, and then those dominate the playlist for those 2 months. Or I come back to something. I listen to a lot of Dermot Kennedy. I listen to a lot.
I like Dermot Kennedy. But I go the other way. There's an obscure artist from like the mid 2000s named Elijah who did like this very very retro style of R&B that I'm a fan of because it reminds me of old Jadakiss. So I grew up with everything from Metallica and or Live to Tupac, Biggie, and I feel like it changes a lot for me too. I was like really like there are moments that you're just like it's like you have a craving for it, like I'm
glad somebody else listens to Dermot Kennedy.
Yeah,
maybe one of the most unique artists in a very long time. The way he uses like electrical synth in songs that are inherently very folk.
Yeah, it's super cool to see the blend
in its production value. He kind of reminds me of. Do you know who James Bay is? Kind of like James Bay, but more creative in his production design.
I feel like we probably like a lot of the same music. It's just that like occasionally I'm like, oh, I want to listen to like Crybaby by Little Peep, and then the next time I'm like, what's that 50s song?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Dion and the Belmonts, Run Around Sue. I just listened to that today. I love that song. This is Kanye. Basically, first of all, the claymation was awesome. I like claymation.
I do too, but I don't like the face. The face.
Well, it's supposed to be creepy. I'm sure, like, I imagine, like, because Kanye's such an artist, like, he was in, like, the art, like, he was in the animation studio while they were making this. He's like, make him uglier.
See, I wanted to be like someone there was like, oh yeah, Kanye, when I was in film school, I like made a claymation, and Kanye's like, what? Let me see it. And that's like what it was. Yeah. And then they were like, he's like, that's mine now. Have you ever seen the video of Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg watching dressage? Like it's like Olympic horse choreography to music.
No.
I'll send it to you. It's really funny. It's a really good performance. It's at the US Olympics, I think last year or whatever. And this, like, the music is really cool and the horses like crazy.
The horses like gallop to it.
And Snoop Dogg gets like super into it and he's like, that horse is crib walking. I gotta put this horse in a music video.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's the best thing.
Of that.
But I feel like that's how I imagined this claymation conversation. If it wasn't that exact one, Kanye West is like, this stuff's crazy.
He really does feel like a dude who's like, he's the quintessential idea of an artist, right? He's going through something traumatic and he's using his art. It's just very commercially viable art to deal with his emotional trauma right now.
Well, and I would say he is a true creative.
Yes.
Like, he can't do anything not creative.
Exactly. Was it you that was here? Was it you or Dane that was here when they were talking about doing, like, he was going to do like a homeless fashion show where they were going to like...
I mean, there are like no limits to this man. He has a collaboration with Gap and now Balenciaga where he has put out 2 items that have all sold out. Like,
he's also got enough money where he can be consistently creative and he doesn't have to worry about profit versus return because he can just be like, and then... He's so
if it doesn't work, that's not the point.
Exactly. He's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
okay, you go.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, look, we're watching this because he is not so nice to a comparison of what we believe is Pete Davidson, right?
Oh, it's definitely Pete Davidson.
I really, really, really
just deep in my heart for no particular reasons. I don't really follow either one of them, but like wanted Kim Kardashian and Kanye to get back together.
We still do.
And I was still holding out hope, but like, this is like come on, Kanye. If that's really the end goal, this is like not the best.
Yes.
How are you going to go into a child custody hearing if you publish a music video where he's not burying him alive, technically. It's like the day at a beach, I guess.
Also, but
his head sticking out of the sand. Miracle just gave me a look like,
there
what
is
are you talking about?
news on that front because I have this pulled up here. It says Kim and Kanye custody agreement likely informal. He'll see the kids when he wants to. Now, I have particular knowledge of this department because my parents had when my parents split, my mom got sick fairly soon after, so they didn't officially get divorced until years later. But basically, before she got sick, and I was, if my mom was mad at me, I went and stayed at my dad's house. When my dad was mad at me, I went and stayed at my mom's house. It's not necessarily the a little structure would go a long way, but
Yeah.
I also am loath to let the state play more of a role in my childhood development than they already do.
I mean, to be fair, they could work this out with mediators. They need to dissolve the legal agreement, but they could work out custody outside, technically.
Yep.
I would say the thing that is shown, I watched this interview where he was like, I pulled up to the house and like security wouldn't let me in to see I guess he had picked his kids up from school and one of his kids was like, come inside, I want to show you something. And he had to be like, well, I can't. And security won't let him in. But like, then he hears that like Pete Davidson, the new boyfriend, is in the house. And like, he's obviously not over Kim. And that can be really hard. And so what makes me nervous with this, like, he can see them when he wants to, is like, well, on the one hand, like, when he wants to / when is convenient for Kim's team. And on the other hand, if Kim Kardashian is concerned about, his emotions, because he is acting like very intensely, and like if he's doing it in the media, I don't know what he is like behind closed doors with his children. I'm not saying like that
he could be very different behind closed doors.
He could be very calm and speak really respectfully about Kim. He could also be like, tell me everything that's going on with Pete. Do you like him? You gotta hate him. You have no idea, just like with everyone else.
Yeah.
And so I could see like this informal agreement not benefiting Kim either. It's a difficult position.
And she's also like, I when it comes to public relations, the level of expertise she has managed to portray, meaning that she comes out of all of this looking like the absolute.
But in this case, like, he does the worst to himself.
Yes,
I think.
but I'm saying, and she's so
but she
controlled.
Probably knew,
and she's so controlled, and she is so well presented. That's a credit to her, that she wins on all fronts when this happens, because it's kind of like that meme of like girls and boys when they break up. Like, girl cries on the first day, a week later she's like kind of sad. A month later she's like nothing happened. The guys just continually get sadder and sadder. Like the first day he's fine
initially, and then
gets that's what this feels like to me. Like she's handling this in a very professional way.
Yeah.
Because their lives require them to be professional human beings, meaning that they have to literally take everything they do at all times and consider it part of their work.
Well, and let's not forget, Kanye now lives across the street from her, so like he can see the kids whenever he wants to. Maybe the kids just have to walk down the driveway, which probably is like 6 miles long, but like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it's not maybe there's like a weird sitcom-y, like they get to live next door to each other and it's fine.
If nobody writes that reality show or that sitcom, they're leaving money on the.
Is it Helena Bonham Carter and who is Helena Bonham Carter? They're divorced now, or they're not together.
The director guy, right?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yes.
They
just a match made in heaven.
They had townhouses in London next door to each other when they were like a couple with children. And I think Sarah Jessica Parker and that other guy that she's with have a similar agreement. I've read reports that they have townhomes next to each other. They take out a wall in the main level. Their kids can go back and forth, but they ultimately keep basically separate living quarters. But like, they're happily married. They're just like, look. And like, there was a long period of time where like, marriages were structured where like the wife had a life and did this one thing and managed this part of the household, and the husband had a different life and did this other thing, and they didn't share bedrooms, and like maybe they'll never get back together fully, but maybe there's still a reunion for Kim and Kanye.
I want them to get back together. Just get back together, guys.
Yeah.
You're America's couple.
I just don't know why. Like, it's hard to explain, but I just do. I feel like I don't know. I just do. Why?
It's America's couple,
Yeah,
as
and
far
like,
as I'm concerned.
they're both weird and like beloved and hated at the same time, but in very different ways. And I feel like they like work together in an
Dane
interesting
has
way.
fantastic insight on this, right?
What does Dane
Yeah.
say?
Like, well, he's like she spent her 20s getting bombed by the media,
Yep.
and now she is this darling to the media who's perfectly presented.
And he's the opposite.
And now he's the opposite. He was the media darling in his 20s, and now he is being
Yeah.
derided in the media.
Well, it's the same thing like when Brad and Angelina broke up. Like everybody was so torn by it.
No, I was always over Brad and Angelina. They're the
Oh,
worst.
okay.
Where did
Their
we talk-
whole thing that they're like, we're not gonna get married until everyone can get married, and then they waited like suspiciously like 2 or 3 years after gay marriage was legalized.
They're like, dang
Yeah.
it, they
They're
actually
like, we
legalized
just
it.
really weren't totally sure, and we have like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is hard. I'm not married, so I feel like I can't super critique it. But how would you feel if you were Pete right now with your
Poor Pete. Like, I wonder how much he actually even notices. Like, I wonder if he's just a busy
or is
dude.
it like all
they spend some
all
time
press is
together.
good press? Like he saw what was going on. He's like, Kim, you need a man around. Even if they're not actually a couple, he's like, let's just hang out, make the media crazy, and it'll make Kanye crazy, and it'll help us both. Like their PR agencies are like, look, we don't care if you actually don't date, but spend a lot of time together. Spend a suspicious amount of time together.
Find something you guys do. You guys both like. Oh, you guys both like mini golf. Go
Well,
play mini golf in your
Okay,
house.
now kiss. It doesn't even have to be tongue in mouth.
Yeah.
It can just be a peck.
Either way, Kanye's gonna go crazy. You guys look like a sweet couple. Like it's all good.
Yeah.
Except I don't like.
Pete just becomes like boyfriend for hire for
I
everybody.
don't want Pete Davidson to find someone, but I just like
He's gonna end up with someone weird.
the thing
Well,
is,
he did have Ariana Grande for a hot minute.
And
Okay.
Jessica Biel, right, or somebody like that.
Yeah.
he's had a bunch of weird people. I mean, like nice people,
Really
but like
attractive women.
okay. The thing is, Kourtney Kardashian, Kim's sister, went through a lot with her ex Scott Disick, both like when they were sort of cohabitating, raising children apart, like when he
Yeah.
was dating the models, like whatever. And now she has this nice, very, very family oriented man,
Yeah.
right? And it's just great and wonderful. Travis Scott, good times. And I feel like in some ways, Kim and Kanye are a different aesthetic version of that
Yeah.
Mhm.
because they are both like hyper successful, very like,
Influential too.
and like there's a lot of determination behind both of them. Like you don't get to where Kim Kardashian is without like a certain amount of like hard work and vision, and the same thing for Kanye. And he is also like, he talks about his mom a lot. Like she is obviously very interconnected with her family. Like when they started having kids, it felt like, oh, you guys came from very different worlds, but you're trying to create something good. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
there was something there. And I feel like, no offense to Pete Davidson, but like he's maybe just not in a position to balance Kim Kardashian emotionally, because I know her
Mhm.
super well.
Maybe Kanye's just mad that Pete's younger.
Maybe.
Or like,
He's like, you need to be with a man. He's like, if you're not gonna be with me, you need
but
to
I
be with
kind
a
of do
man.
feel like the same way that like Kourtney is with someone who already has children,
Yeah.
who like has strong value. Like Pete might be like super fun and nice and everything, but like, he's not. I think when you have the experience of
Creepy Uncle
raising
Pete.
children, right? Like maybe finding someone who like can balance that a little more. I
Mhm.
don't know.
So this
Again, I don't know anything about
It's
them.
the same thing like Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod were dating a bit, and then she went back to Ben Affleck.
I was sad.
the real
Not
question
sad,
is,
but like
Mhm.
I thought they would be a cool couple because
I
their
thought so,
kids, their
too.
kids all hung out.
Mhm.
J-Rod, is that what they're celebrating?
A-Rob.
Yeah.
Oh, J-Rod.
But they had similar age children and they all like did stuff together, and I was like, that's cool because
Mhm.
like those kids can probably also understand what they're going through.
Yeah. But then they broke up for some weird reason. Does anybody
I think
know
there was
the-
a cheating scandal.
Oh, okay.
does anybody know that if we get Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck back together, does that mean we get
I
Geely
have
too?
always wanted them to get back together.
Do we get Geely too?
What's Geely?
Wait, who do you want to get back together?
I'm saying they're back together now, right?
No,
Affleck, Affleck and Lopez are back together.
I want Affleck to go back to his baby's mom.
So
To Jennifer Garner.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I want him. If he's got to be with Jennifer Lopez, then we need Geely too. If nobody saw Geely, it's one of the worst.
It's one of the worst films. I've never seen it, but it's like canon. Everyone will be like, you know what one of the worst films is? And
Yeah.
you just have to say Geely.
They need to make
I
it.
don't even know what that is.
They need to make it. Consider yourself lucky.
Mhm.
They need to remake it, or no, yeah, reboot it with the same actors. Oh my God, that
Yeah.
would be amazing, and
Mhm.
just
That is one of those things I would accept maybe a reboot
give
of.
it a mulligan.
Also, he can't go back to Jennifer Garner because like there was a bunch of interviews where he talks about how she was difficult as a wife.
But they like are known for how good their co-parenting relationship is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying they will. I would just like it if they did.
Yeah.
Because like I felt like they were kind of this like, I don't know. They seem like a nice couple. They seem like they're very devoted parents.
And I do want to point out, it says she's officially a single woman, so
Yeah.
it feels like they've closed the door on things here.
You don't know. Anything could happen.
Affleck and Lopez were separate for a lot of
Travis
years.
Barker and his first wife were married and then divorced and then married and then divorced again.
So anything could happen. So we'll see. I just thought the music video was interesting. And it just
You mad? I mean, this is why he can't keep a divorce attorney. They're like, please stop. And he's like, absolutely not.
He's like, I'm paying you a lot of money to do this in spite of my
He-
antics.
Also, like, who is his PR manager? Because that person
Takes a
must-
lot of anti-anxiety meds, I'm sure.
Or is like, yeah, do something crazier because their objective is not to get him custody of his children. It's to, get him exposure. Like,
Yep.
that must be a challenging staff meeting. Can you imagine a Monday morning Kanye West management staff call?
Every time we do this show, and I've kind of like, I was like, we're gonna do a Kanye show on Monday with Dane, and I'm like,
On
I don't
Tuesday
even,
and on Wednesday.
I don't even have to look up a specific article. I just go to a website and type in Kanye West, and it's just
He's
all
just always got stuff going.
he's just always got stuff going on.
Poor
So,
guy.
Poor guy.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Do you
gonna
think Chick-fil-A and Kim Kardashian will do a collaboration since he wrote that song about her?
let's hope so.
That's
If
like
they
my
do-
dream.
Oh my god, if they do a collaboration, because I know Travis Scott did a collaboration with McDonald's, like you got the Travis Scott meal.
Mhm.
They should do a
Who Mariah Carey did one too, right
Mhm.
around Christmas time.
yeah, but if they do Popeyes and Kim Kardashian, could it be like a chicken sandwich and it's called Kim Kardashian bun combo?
That'd be funny. No, I think it should be Chick-fil-A to spite Kanye because he wrote
Oh,
that song around
Chick-fil-A,
her,
my
or
bad.
not, or maybe rekindle their love.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Also,
what if-
she's a partial owner in Yeezy. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He like
Oh yeah, I remember. He gave it to her as a gift.
She like got asked to do. I assume it was Adidas.
was
I'm
like
not
a-
sure, but some company that sort of rips off maybe Yeezys a little bit offered her $1 million to sponsor an Instagram post.
And he asked her
and
not to do it.
Well, she went to him, which is like this thing about like I really respect about like partnership and marriage. She like went to him and was like, "How do you feel?" And he was like, "I really would prefer if you don't do that." And so on Mother's Day, he sent her flowers, and then he also sent her a check for $1 million and
Come on,
paperwork
man.
making her like I don't know how much of an owner she is, but like you guys are intertwined. Just don't get divorced.
You're America's couple. Get back together.
We want this more than their actual
I
children.
know, right? Their kids
The
like,
kids are like, no, they're the worst.
They're-
Let's move on.
we could take it or leave it. We're just like, no. It's like that's the quintessential like I'm becoming my own thing that I'm critical of people like
I know nothing about these people.
I know.
Obviously,
Me
like,
too.
I just feel like deep in my heart that they are meant to be together.
And that's what love is. You
If only I
have to
could
know
figure-
it in your
Well,
heart.
if only I could figure that out about my own relationships,
It'll happen.
That's why shipping exists.
Maybe Kim Kardashian needs to examine my life and then come to me and be like, I just really feel like that one guy,
Yeah.
he's the one for you. And I'll be like, Kim said, let's go.
And then you're just like, okay, I'll trade. I'll get with him if you get back with Kanye, and then you do us all a favor and you.
Yeah. Like, what if, because you live your own emotional experience, you are clouded and unable to identify, like, the obvious.
You need
The
an
way
art.
that someone, like, maybe that's why we can see, like, no, that celebrity couple, even though we know nothing about their life at all,
Yeah.
is meant to be together.
Everyone needs an adjudicator that tells them who they need to be with.
Yeah. And also maybe it's like inherently like it's not like psychic, but like it's just inert. Like when you see people interact that you don't know at all, maybe you can really tell like, oh, like the way body language can give off clues or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Okay, Kim, let me know. Who am I supposed to be with?
Okay.
We're looking at a bunch of creepy comments now, going like, "You should belong to me."
Oh gosh.
Only Kim can tell me who I'm supposed to be with.
Sorry, commenter. I will not take your word for it. I will only take you. And then there'll be the people who have like accounts that say like Kim Kardashian is just like a regular stock photo of her. And
Well, she watches our show all the time.
All the time.
I don't know why she wouldn't help me out.
Yeah, I don't know. Do something, Kim. Also, I need money.
what? What?
I don't know while we're making asks.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.